You're about to hear the dark thoughts of an extremist, a man that openly has sympathy for terrorists, a man that urgently needs to see a therapist, because everything I see I'm disagreeing with. Is it them or me? Am I really seeing this? Do I exist physically, or am I just dreaming this? Extreme poverty, small-minded racists, talk of World War III, angry jihadists, Illuminati and powerful Zionists. Is this reality, or can I escape the matrix? There was a time I believed the lies that school presented me with. They had my mind until I analysed it and smelt the bullshit. We believe that school makes us smart. It's a myth. It makes us all the same. Trying to fit in and be part of a group is a game. Carefully programmed to be shallow and vain. Would happily sell their souls for fortune and fame. That make us closed-minded. We think we already know. The teacher told us that when we was 8 years old. Wake the fuck up, the teacher lies. Why does that even come as a surprise? Obey and memorise. Fuck that, just open your eyes. Disobey, destroy and rise. Silence is their only disguise. To take us all on would not be wise. They would end up brutalised. What I say upsets a few, but I don't give a fuck. In fact, fuck you. Send your threats over the internet. Phone the police again and don't forget to get your guns, you fucking pricks. You only shoot at harmless rabbits. I fight the machine that controls your tiny mind. You're defending it while it's fucking you from behind. It's making you stupid, codependent and useless. You're fucking deluded, that's what I've concluded. I'm not even sure if I should waste my breath. I could be talking this shit until my fucking death. Realistically, I couldn't care less what you think of me. I'm not here to impress. YouTube goes into panic stations when I upload something new. Statistical manipulations, they will protect you from seeing what they don't want you to see. Anything that's real and true. Yeah. Just stay fast asleep and watch what YouTube recommend for you. Corporate dumbed down shit. One Direction, Zayn Malik, Nicki Minaj and Little Mix. Overpaid, talentless critics. So mainstream and fucking shit. Consume and submit. Conform and admit defeat to the hypocrites. Fuck that, let's fight for the world and for the rights of the oppressed. Let's unite against these giant parasites. Many people hate the things I say, and Google are refusing to pay for 7 years' work that I have done. But fuck them, I'm having too much fun, and the damage is already done. The world is run by psychotic gangsters, insanely greedy Rothschild bankers, warmongering power, hungry wankers. They think they have the right to be our masters, but I just see them as mankind's cancer. If I stand alone in the dark, in the distance I hear the elms bark. They're coming to collect and devour the souls of the evil ones and of those that did not attempt to stand in their way. There's more to existence than just here today. I can smell burning hellfire for those that hate the truth but love the liar. It's just because you have a weak mind, your eyes work, but you choose to be blind. When you find yourself trapped in the deepest layer of hell, and when you shout and scream and beg for help, make sure that you don't forget to ask yourself, what did you do when you heard the desperate plead? Did you help or just turn the other way and leave them in the streets to die and bleed? carry on your life of willing ignorance. The weekend's here, it's time to get drunk and dance. I hope that you have a lovely time as Satan smiles and thinks their souls are mine. In the crowd you stand like sheep, so shallow and this shit is so deep. Selfish, pathetic and fast asleep, lame and scared and fucking weak. This world is a world that is full of sin. In this world, sin will make you win. You should ask yourself, why would that be the case? You should ask yourself, what the fuck is this place from which there is no escape? It's turning into a giant rat race. Wake up, can't you fucking tell? Somehow we ended up in hell. In this world the evil rule. They're greedy, barbaric, insane and cruel, followed and supported by many a fool, because they brainwashed us when we was at school. The might of your mind, if so that's fine. The might of your trust, but they haven't got mine. I can't trust people that I've heard lying, not just once but time after time. I stand with the powerless and fight the powerful. You're dumb, stupid and fucking so gullible. You stand with the powerful and oppress the powerless, and to be avenged right now is making me fucking depressed. In the crowd you stand like sheep, so shallow and this shit is so deep. Selfish, pathetic and fast asleep, lame and scared and fucking weak. Some people would sell their souls and ass just for a chance to be famous, but that shit is not for me. I trust in God and no one else, you see. From a life of sin I will be forgiven. I believe that Yahshua have risen from the dead to save us all, as long as we ask and show remorse. I have demons that follow me, given half a chance they would swallow me and take me deeper into hell. That's why every day I ask for God's help to beat these demons and lead me away from sin. With God's help I know I will win. That's why I face my demons and look them in the eye. I look in the mirror and shout, demons die. Leave me alone, I don't need this shit. Go back down to your bottomless pit. Ignorance is a demon that possesses too many, causing selfishness, narcissism and apathy. The only thing you care about is your fucking self. You justify it by claiming that you don't believe in hell. I think that you should take a look at Earth, look at the people that your system has cursed. Children are dying through hunger and thirst. I wouldn't want to see hell if hell is worse. But still in the crowd you stand like sheep, so shallow and the shit is so deep. Selfish, pathetic and fast asleep, lame, scared and fucking weak. We live in a celebrity culture. We worship celebrity vultures and corporate whores to meet torture, the brainwashing our sons and daughters. I can't even stand to look at my TV and seeing bitches like Adele singing whiny songs to me. What you so sad about, you fat disgusting corporate whore? Why are you crying? What are you so sad for? Is it because you broke a fingernail? Or is it because you're the size of a whale? Just step away from the fridge, you self-pitying fucking witch. Your fans may be thick, but some of us see you for what you are, a fake celeb bitch. If I see her cry again, I'll give her something to fucking cry about. If I was at the Grammys, I'd have snuck on stage and ripped her hair out of her fat ugly head and punched her till she bled. And that would still be less cringeworthy than listening to the shit she said. Some might take offence and jump to her defence, but these people tend to be blind and lack common sense. We live in a world where children are dying. To see this self-pitying rich bitch crying, it makes me sick and ask who the fuck is buying. But Donna said she wants to blow up the White House. She's another corporate whore the world is better without. What would have happened to me and you if we'd have said that? We'd have been thrown into jail and probably never let out. She said Donald Trump is oppressing women. Oh, shut up. You gotta be kidding. She's been oppressing women since the 80s for a living. Nowadays she looks like an old hag. She made her name by acting like a slag, another culpator that I would like to use as a punch bag. It's about her only use, and before you accuse me of abuse, look at the mentality that she helped produce. The powers that be are trying to silence people like me. Don't listen to them, they're extreme and they use profanity. You ever fucking do, and I won't stop for you. If you don't like my swearing, then fuck you. You get offended because I swear, but they're murdering kids everywhere. And you don't care, because you're too busy bitching about people claiming welfare. Now we have that ginger freak, Ed Sheeran, the fucking leech. Some of his videos have had 1 million hits, but that's just because YouTube's been impeached. Wake up, the view counts are fake. And this is no mistake. Google take views from real people and hand them to the corporate snakes. Ed Sheeran is a talentless fucking prick. He sold his soul to get famous and rich. His voice irritates me, it's too high pitched. I wonder if he's even got a dick. You're probably right and I'm probably sick. What do you expect? I was brought up with the BBC and Jim will fix it. Britain's most prolific child rapist. The BBC was giving him kids and the British media was ignoring this. Now look at it and tell me who's sick. Is it you or is it me? Or is it our society? Now the truth is coming out about Edward Eve. Where the fuck were the police? Probably too busy harassing kids, smoking weed in the streets because they're useless, and God forbid they arrest real criminals because he did have friends in high places. That's why they ignored the shit this disgusting necrophiliac did. But don't look at that, ignore all of this. After all, like to say, ignorance is bliss. People exposing him were dismissed as liars and lunatics, slanderers and twisted, totally unrealistic. This mentality assisted the evil and the wicked until the truth was admitted. I think they got us beat because they shut our shit down. They haven't beaten nobody, just look the fuck around. The cities are waking, the elites are quaking, they're shitting their pants, and they keep making stupid mistakes. They have been taking what's not theirs to take, now they're creating hell on earth. Fuck the debating, it's getting worse. Let's start annihilating and ridding earth of this parasitic demonic curse that has manifested and fucking infested, that took over the world, uncontested, psychotic and evil, they're fucking demented. They should be in prison, they should be arrested, but they own the police, so they're well protected. Earth is sick, earth is infected, the people that dwell here are negatively affected. They own the media to which your minds are connected. Train your minds to fucking reject it. Time to wake before it's too late. To ignore the problem would be a mistake. They extort and thieve, lie and deceive. They hypnotise, they fucking believe that they're here to help. They're so blind and naive, it won't be long before they're taxing the air that we breathe. They make a profit from the things that we need just to survive and to stay alive. They hold us back, we will not thrive until we change, awake and arise. When our consciousness is fully revived, to take us on will be suicide. Let's destroy the system that they have created. For every one man that benefits, there's 1,000 that hate it. The system is flawed, the system is dated, it's controlled by fascists and fucking racists. Our minds have been manipulated. The masses are stupid, unsophisticated. They're trained to obey, they're not educated. The shit that we read is government regulated. It's designed to deceive, it's all fabricated. Yet they still believe, and these words are wasted on people that cannot comprehend the truth or face it. We live in a celebrity culture. We worship celebrity vultures and corporate whores. To me it's torture. I think it's time to begin a slaughter. Slaughter a dell to feed the hungry and weak. Serve her in stew and potatoes and leek. Fry her up like bubble and squeak. That fat whore will feed the poor for weeks. Slaughter the royals and the political elite. Make Buckingham Palace a place for the homeless to sleep. Don't get offended, you stupid sheep. Compared to funding the royals, this shit would be cheap. Move Harry and William to Benefit Street. Slaughter Hollywood and Walt Disney, HBO and MTV, CNN and the BBC, News Corporation and Sony. Slaughter the famous and slaughter the rich. Slaughter Theresa May, the evil bitch. Kill her now and kill her quick before she kills more foreign kids. She's a corporate whore, always after more. What the fuck do they need all this money for? It's for murder and war and nuclear weapons and all. So with a push of a button they can destroy us all. She is fucking sick, a puppet to the rich, an ugly shameless hypocrite. She's guided by money, she's a glorified junkie, and I would not fuck her with your tiny dick. You're right, I'm sick. As I've explained before this, I was brought up with Jim will fix it. So what do you expect? Why should I respect people this sick and twisted, and people that overlook and protect rapists? I don't think I should. I don't think I could. They're still protected by Google and Facebook. They lied to you, they hide what's true and promote the lies the mainstream spew. But you don't give a fuck and you don't want to look, so instead you follow your fake friends on Facebook. If I like your pic, will you please like this? Fuck that, I don't give 2 squirts of spunk or piss. I like real shit, you like corporate bullshit. That's why Achieving is #1 with his song Perfect. Fuck that specky ginger freak. The man's a fucking leech with more money than the whole fucking street. And what for? For being a corporate bitch aimed at the stupid and the thick that can't even see or comprehend how fucked up this world is. Now he has his MBE, just like Prince Charles' mate, Jimmy. It always seems to me the only people that get MBEs are people that fuck little kiddies. Oh shit, I've said too much. Do I look like I give a fuck? Google will remove ads from this vid. Google are paid to hide this shit. Tax breaks for the corporate puppets and snakes. Backhanders and secret handshakes. War, fascism and the police state. I'm still waiting for the world to wake and burn these freaks at the stakes. Hurry the fuck up, for fuck's sake, before it is too fucking late. And when they're burning in a fiery lake, only then will they know they made a mistake. When you were waiting for Father Christmas to come and bring you lots of presents for you to have lots of fun, somewhere in the world some children had none. Somewhere in the world the children's hope had gone. Somewhere in the world another war begun. Somewhere in the world your government drops another bomb. When you were waiting for Father Christmas to fly and leave you your presents as he flies by, you leave him his drink and his mince pie. Meanwhile your government have chose some people should die, and bombs not presents will fall through the sky. They're telling us that we shouldn't care and that we shouldn't sigh. They're just terrorists, they say, but they constantly lie. The truth is that people just like you and I, and they still cry when their families die. But even worse than that is that this will create real terrorists and real hate for the British government. That would be great. It will start another war and seal many people's fate, but they don't give a fuck. They got money to make. I can't stand their hypocrisy, their violence and mentality, the double standards and lies as they attempt to justify mass murder for profits. They took nothing but bullshit. The argument they lost it, so they begin censorship and hope that you don't notice. The way I see this is we expect it from greedy governments. They've always been the same, twisted, evil, slit-eyed serpents. They've never gave a fuck about anything but power and money. Read a history book if you don't fucking believe me. But you, the people, are a fucking disgrace. You feed from the lies, while stuff your fat face. You're hypnotised in a fucking rat race. You only see what's in front of your face. People are dying all over the place, but you only notice when they're the same race. Because you racist pricks and you don't give a shit. Cocky white dicks, I hope you hate this shit. I don't do this shit for you, well in a way I do, but not to please, but to annoy and tease. Because you hate and ignorance is like a fucking disease that you've invested upon the earth. You're the poor people's curse, but you simply shrug your shoulders and say Islam is worse. Is it fuck? Wake the fuck up, look at the stats, research the facts instead of believing lying fat cats. Keep in mind that lies are flexible. They can be designed to make you feel comfortable. The truth is the truth, only one truth is real. And unlike the lies, the truth is tougher than steel. It can't be bent, no matter how it makes you feel. It can't be changed, and it will be revealed. The internet was once a place of fast-flowing information, the information used to race from nation to nation, right in front of the face of many in the population. Social media was full of political conversation. Our government were disgraced and a victim of infiltration. YouTubers were exposing their greed and corruption until they began full-blown government-friendly manipulation. They hide and censor what they don't want you to see, and they use a bullshit excuse, it's to protect you and me, but some of us want the truth, not false security. What makes me laugh is that we're hated for that. They look at us like we're mad when we ask for the facts. Their attitude is, fuck that, I'm alright Jack. The system works for me with my huge house in the country. When I look out the window, I don't see no poverty. Some use the internet to watch porn all day or spend hours on social media as their life slips away. Some use it to watch TV or play. Some of us use it to feed our brains. I research facts that will make the average person insane. Most can't even bear to look, and some just don't give a fuck. But Britain's worst criminals are drinking champagne. Paid for on the expenses, it's time to get off your fences, because this system has been corrupted and it can't be maintained. The poor outnumber the rich, and being rich turns you into a bitch. There's too much to choose from, nice shiny shoes, but you're walking around in a fucking snooze, scared as fuck, too much to lose. You don't want to listen to any other views from other perspectives except mainstream news. It makes you feel comfortable, that's why you refuse to look at the big picture, that's why you choose to believe the bullshit the mainstream spews. You should look at the shit that's being reported. They're promoting the royals and foreigners are being deported. They've got money for war but the NHS has a shortage. This is the kind of shit that's being supported. Here's Kim Kardashian's ass and some ads to help spend your cash. They don't attack corrupt politicians, it's people on welfare they harass. Celebrity gossip, warmongering propaganda aimed at the stupid, racist slander, lies and bullshit, a hate extravaganza, sex and tits, an attack on ganja. Football and sport, Big Brother, X Factor, fashion tips, what's in I wonder, government support, a crafty backhander, usually written by an overpaid puppet wanker. Win an holiday, get away for a week, or get one half price, now it's off peak, live the dream, yeah be fast asleep. The sun removed tits from page 3, it wasn't the tits that were offending me, the lies and propaganda and vicious racism will stay, that I can guarantee. The son of a bunch of fucking hypocrites, they took complete mind-numbing shit. Who the fuck is buying it? Why the fuck does it still exist? Don't think you're smarter because you're reading the Times. It's owned by the same people, they're still controlling your minds. You're still part of the same herd, they're just being less absurd and using slightly bigger words, but the real problems are still going unheard. They're too busy trying to sell you a war that has no benefit for the masses at all. The self-centered, psychotic, crazy pigs that are consuming planet Earth, getting too big. Man, I can't wait for Babylon to fall. We are now approaching a fucked up age. Politics is known to be blatantly staged. We're living inside an invisible cage. Frustration is turning into rage. This is the age of secret operations, secret societies and wars of feet from poor nations, smartphone laptops and virtual reality playstations, tax evasion and corrupt corporations, hands out for the rich, corrupt charity organisations, cover-ups and government investigations, extreme poverty and starvations, red tape and lots of regulations, extremism, terrorism and radicalisation. They're trying to push forced vaccinations despite many deaths and complications. Then they will want a microchipped population, as predicted in the book of Revelation. Turn to Joshua for salvation. I'm starting to hate this fake place, fake people in my face, invading my space with their ignorance and hate. They love to talk shit, to lie and gossip, they follow the fake friends and all of the lame trends. It's a selfish society of selfish and money, narcissistic and greedy, corporate logos and slavery. That's capitalism for you, so what the fuck should we do? They say it will not change, and what I find strange is that shit would be true if we all thought like you. Desperate and scared and just pleased to be spared. It's time to use your minds to think instead of destroying it with TV and drink. These fucked up lives we lead of self-obsession and greed is destroying the planet and it leaves people in need. For most this shit gets too deep, it's easier to stay asleep. This world is so fake, people claim to be awake, yet they're sitting in Starbucks sharing selfies on Facebook. They read corporate media despite the fact that they feed you. Racist hate spreading bullshit, but we still act on it. Somehow they believe it when they sit and read it. The people that notice that this is all bullshit are dismissed as mentally ill conspiracy theorists. Yet everywhere we look, it's the same opinions we see on the radio, in newspapers and all over TV. They believe that they should be the only ones that you are allowed to listen to. They will tell you what to think and they will tell you what to do. Go to school, yeah, take your seats. Now listen, obey and repeat. Get a job and pay your taxes. Get a wife and have your own kids. Say goodbye and kiss them before you hand them to the system. We live in a nation that lives on exploitation of foreign people, yet we hate immigration. People pay the price for our greed as we feed the media, spread hate, propaganda and deceive. But we are so fast to believe the shit we read. We should start to ask, who is telling us these facts we believe? Call me lazy because I don't run around like I'm crazy for some rich suited thieves to pay me. Instead I fight every day and night for something I firmly believe is right. This shit I write when I'm high as a kite, and I don't give a fuck if you don't like. I fight a system that uses us as its slaves and demoralises and degrades, and the only people that get paid is the rich as we get played, exploited and enslaved. I fight a government that can afford to pay for war and more prisons than ever before, but can't afford to look after the sick or feed the fucking poor. You tell me I'm losing the fight, that it's a waste of my life, that I should forget about it and do what is right, and be just like you and do what you do. Fuck that, no disrespect, but I would rather be dead, so fuck it, I will fight you instead. Spot rich white boys and girls that have never seen the real world, but still think they know it all, reveal you know fuck all. I know it's not your fault, you were born into a society that's so fake, but don't ever make the mistake of thinking that that makes it okay to be so ignorant and fake. These rich white folk have no idea what it's like to be broke or live in poverty. It's something you don't see in your posh upper class conservative constituency. Don't put your faith in politicians, don't take part in their schemes and plans. They don't care and they don't listen unless you've got cash to put in their hands. They try to shut me up, remove my videos and mess me around. They ban me from Facebook, they're trying to shut us down, but they fail because look, we are still around, less views than before, and the mainstream still ignore, but hiding in their system and all that is a major flaw. People that won't conform to what they're telling us is the norm, people that stand together and stick their fingers up to conservative hypocrite pricks that think they're better than the rest of us just because they were born rich. We've got ideas that should not be expressed, our opinions are censored and oppressed, but we can still be a fucking pest, like a wasp in a dragon's nest, or in a giant's vest. We can piss them off and do our best to never let them truly rest. It's starting to feel like it's the world versus me, and I'm getting tired of fighting against stupidity, willing ignorance and naivety, the blind following the blind in perfect unity. We live in a nation of lies and hypocrisy. Why are they covering their eyes when the truth is there to see? It's up to you what you do with your time. Don't call me crazy when all you see of the world is a screen on your TV. We live in a world where you can be too smart for your own good. What the fuck? Have you ever stopped and asked, why the fuck is that? I have, and I have come to this conclusion: all that we see is merely an illusion. All we believe is other people's delusions. All that we read adds to the confusion. It's all lies, and there's only one solution to recognise it's all fantasy. When you open your eyes, the first thing you will see and realise, all they offer is essentially a life of lies, ignorance and conformity. Fast food to eat, chemically preserved and processed meat. Let's be honest, it's disgusting. No wonder it's fucking cheap. We live in the age of information, super fast broadband and technological acceleration, controlled by money and the corporation, made by slaves that live in desperation. Fake money, fake politicians, fake democracy and fake religions, fake women with fake tits, fake asses and fake lips. Fake friends and lots of fake smiles, dressed in the latest style, but so two-faced and so not loyal, selfish and fucking spoilt. Fake corporate control music, they use puppets to sell it to kids, like Justin Bieber, Rihanna and that little prick, Zayn Malik. They're all the fucking same, the music's boring and tame, there must be something better because this shit is so fucking lame. The biggest illusion there is, of course, is politics. It doesn't take years of studying the shit to see that politicians are usually full of shit. Theresa May, for example, is a fascist bitch, taking from the poor and handing to the rich. She hasn't even been properly elected, yet her government are using internet censorship in a pathetic attempt to cover up the fact they're full of shit. But what I find funny as fuck is, look at me, I'm just a stone prick that's got the time and will to do this shit, and the government even pay me for it. They literally pay me for taking the piss. They top my money up on work benefits. I made a fucking business from doing this shit, despite the unfair political censorship. Some people I know accuse me of being a hater. I am sometimes accused of being a traitor. Sometimes my views don't win me no fans, but guess what? I don't give a damn. You're accusing me of hate and you're probably right. I hate the wars and make us fight. The corporate wars, we should unite against it all, but you're alright. I really don't give a fuck if you fucking hate me, fuck you, because just fucking lately I hate you too, you spoiled selfish pricks, and pissing you off is how I get my kicks. People like you make me sick, shallow, selfish and narcissistic. Your life revolves around your phone and Netflix. You hate anything that contradicts what you think you know, but you don't know shit. You hate Islam and immigration, despite the fact we live in a nation that profits from war and exploitation. You ignore extreme poverty, it's your ignorance that bothers me. You happily submit to authority, despite the fact that turning the world into an atrocity. I guess you're alright, you got all you need, but imagine having children that you cannot even feed. All you can do is sit and cry and watch them grow weaker and fucking die. We steal from these people to satisfy corporate greed, but you turn a blind eye. Even worse, you actually rely on this shit to live your life. Don't attack people that have nothing, that's what bullies do. That's why I attack people like you. It makes me laugh to see how you react, like you think that you don't deserve that. Yes you do, you fucking prick. You attack the poor, I attack the rich. If you don't like it, I guess that's tough shit, because there's nothing that you can do about it. You claim hard work will get you through. You're fucking stupid if you think that's true. The people that work the hardest usually have the least, while born rich pricks have the daily feast. One side of the world the children can't even eat, the other side they're all fucking obese, eating McDonald's and lots of treats, sugar and chemically filled colourful sweets. Some pricks I know accuse me of being an arrogant dick, walking around thinking I'm perfect, like I think that I'm better than you. It's not true, in fact that's what you do. You think you're more important than the rest of the world because you're white. I don't think that. In fact, I fight for the rights of everybody, for a better life, black, brown, yellow or fucking white. You call him arrogant, what were you expecting? My arrogance is your arrogance. You don't like it when it's reflecting back in your face. Your arrogance is affecting people all over the place, so grow up and stop objecting. I recently moved to a conservative constituency, now I know why you're all fast asleep. It's not like this in the city. Rich kids are given schemes and even fucking charity. In Birmingham there are kids that sleep in the cold dark streets. They're not helped but they're arrested by the police. These are the people that need charity. So fuck young farmers and the corporate partners. You might be middle class but city kids are sharper, more real and smarter. These rich racist pricks would fucking ship bricks when faced with the city and cancel the states that the fucking system creates. These rich white kids talk complete racist shit. Go to Heath Town in Wolves and say it. You wouldn't say shit, and if you fucking did, you'd end up on the floor, annihilated. What the fuck has become of this nation? We now have a whole generation sitting at home, all alone, spending all day on the smartphone, and too many women are drunk as bitches, only interested in themselves and chasing riches. They can look hot, they can be cute, but most of them are just programmed prostitutes. It might be insulting, but it's true. Remember, you can be insulted and wrong too. I blame schools and the entertainment industry for creating fools fucking deliberately. I don't hate women, in fact it's the opposite, but what I do hate is a spoiled self-obsessed bitch. What do we expect? Look at the role models, disgusting sluts with no fucking morals. Tell your kids to kill the idols, kill them all, let's start a call. Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Jessie J, Lady Gaga, Madonna, Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer Lopez, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez. They're all satanic whores, overpaid prostitutes. It's a truth, I mean no disrespect. Not good role models for your kids, acting like sluts in the music vids. YouTube don't fucking censor this, in fact they help promote the shit. That's just because they want you stupid, they take your mind and pollute it. People used to argue with this shit, but nowadays it can't be disputed. To the stupid it may seem, like I hate everyone and everything, but what they can't see is all part of the same thing. It's all brainwashing mind control with just one fucking goal to help the devil take your soul down to his hellhole. We live in the age of men wearing tight jeans that look like bitches, copying what they're seeing on the TV, looking obscene, walking around like a drag queen. I can't face this shit without being lean, so for fuck's sake, pass me some green. Most men don't give a fuck about anything except for the favourite football team. Fuck football and all other sports. I don't give a fuck who you support. It blinds you and it distorts what's important and they extort. Fuck bitches because most are whores, sexually transmitted diseases, genital warts, a lifetime of paying child support, she ends up loaded when you're going short. Fuck working and drinking your life away for rich thieves for them to pay a minimal wage when they spend most of the time on holiday. Fuck fashion, wake up, stay fit, shape up. Fuck tax, don't pay up, fuck our government, they're corrupt. So fuck them, play up, riot and shake up the world, break up the system that spills blood. Fuck them, they can't stop us. I feel like we can't be touched because Joshua watches over us. So put up your hood, fight the power, destroy and devour all they have created with our brain power. And watch the demons fucking cower as we approach the judgment hour. I am a victim of discrimination, an extremist preaching radicalisation. I am hidden from a population that preaches freedom of expression. That only applies to the fucking rich. Theresa May is an evil bitch. She can say anything she wants and she'll get away with it. The Daily Mail compares immigrants to rats. It's written by extremely smart brats, born rich as fuck, aristocrats. So what I say should be considered tit for tat, and I still wouldn't go as low as that. Actually I would, because I believe that someone should stand up for the poor people they constantly attack. When I read it I see hate-filled extremism, warmongering propaganda and a lack of realism. just bullshit mind control, designed to warp your very soul. This kind of hate and ignorance will put mankind into a black hole. So fuck it, let's destroy them, and love everything that annoys them. They're power hungry, so let's take the power from them. I'm banned from Facebook for the hate I spew, but I don't give a fuck, so to Zuckerberg, fuck you. You might have money, but it's all you have. You look retarded, has anyone ever told you that? Oh yeah, of course I have. It's all over the internet and you can't censor all that. I guess that's what happens when your uncle, your dad, your half-brother and your granddad, to stay rich, you're all fucking each other. It's probably why you're all psychotic and mad. That is how you were conceived. You were probably deformed from a seeds. For generations your family inbreeds, and it's all because of fucking greed. Due to this, you look like an ill-smelly breath geek. You're physically fucking weak. You look like your carers just wiped baked beans from your cheek before you publicly speak. Same goes for Larry Page and Sergey Brin, promoting propaganda and Zionist spin, hiding the truth and censoring anything they're told to, but we won't give in. We're like a fawn digging in their skin. We make them uncomfortable as we dig in. I know one day we the people will win, and people can be very unforgiving. The media present them as heroes like they do with Bill Gates, but that's just because they're paid to propagate. If they were heroes, why do they spread war and hate? To believe a word they say would be a big mistake. You censor me pricks and I'll give you something worthy of censorship. You might be rich, but you can't stop me from doing this. You can try like you do, but if you attack me, then I'll attack you. And my attacks will be as unfair and harsh as yours. You're just fucking inbred looking corporate whores. Is this all you got? Because it's going to take more than censorship, that I can assure. Statistical manipulations, they will protect you from seeing what they don't want you to see, anything that's real and true. Just stay fast asleep and watch what YouTube recommend for you. Corporate dumped down shit, One Direction's name Malik, Nicki Minaj and Little Mix, overpaid, talentless pricks, so mainstream and fucking shit, consume and submit, conform and admit defeat to the hypocrite. Fuck that, let's fight for the world and for the rights of the oppressed. Let's unite against these giant parasites. Many people hate the things I say, and Google are refusing to pay for 7 years work that I have done. But fuck them, I'm having too much fun, and the damage is already done. The world is run by psychotic gangsters, insanely greedy Rothschild bankers, warmongering power-hungry wankers. They think they have the right to be our masters, but I just see them as mankind's cancer. Same, trying to fit in and be part of a group is a game, carefully programmed to be shallow and vain, would happily sell their souls for fortune and fame. That make us closed-minded, we think we already know. The teacher told us that when we was 8 years old. Wake the fuck up, the teacher lies, why does that even come as a surprise? Obey and memorise. Fuck that, just open your eyes. Disobey, destroy and rise. Silence is their only disguise. To take us all on would not be wise. They would end up brutalised. What I say upsets a few, but I don't give a fuck. In fact, fuck you. Send your threats over the internet. Phone the police again and don't forget to get your guns, you fucking pricks. You only shoot at harmless rabbits. I fight the machine that controls your tiny mind. You're defending it while it's fucking you from behind. It's making you stupid, codependent and useless. You're fucking deluded, that's what I've concluded. I'm not even sure if I should waste my breath. I could be talking this shit until my fucking death. Realistically, I couldn't care less. What you think of me, I'm not here to impress. YouTube goes into panic stations when I upload something. You're about to hear the dark thoughts of an extremist, a man that openly has sympathy for terrorists, a man that urgently needs to see a therapist, because everything I see I'm disagreeing with. Is it them or me? Am I really seeing this? Do I exist physically, or am I just dreaming this? Extreme poverty, small-minded racists, talk of World War III, angry jihadists, Illuminati and powerful Zionists. Is this reality, or can I escape the Matrix? There was a time I believed the lies that school presented me with. They had my mind until I analysed it and smelt the bullshit. We believe that school makes us smart. It's a myth. It makes us all... Here I stand alone in the dark. In the distance I hear the elms bark. They're coming to collect and devour the souls of the evil ones and of those that did not attempt to stand in their way. There's more to existence than just here today. I can smell burning hellfire for those that hate the truth but love the liar. It's just because you have a weak mind. Your eyes work, but you choose to be blind. When you find yourself trapped in the deepest layer of hell, and when you shout and scream and beg for help, make sure that you don't forget to ask yourself, what did you do when you heard the desperate plead? Did you help or just turn the other way and leave them in the streets to die and bleed? And carry on your life of willing ignorance. The weekend's here, it's time to get drunk and dance. I hope that you have a lovely time as Satan smiles and thinks that our souls are mine. In the crowd you stand like sheep, so shallow and this shit is so deep. Selfish, pathetic and fast asleep, lame and scared and fucking weak. This world is a